Most drivers think refueling is harmless. Yet, repair data shows over 70% of fuel system failures start with mistakes at the gas pump, not on the road. Every year, drivers spend billions fixing fuel pumps, injectors, and EVAP systems damaged by simple refueling mistakes. The shocking part, nearly 1 out of 10 drivers repeat these mistakes every single week, thinking they're saving time or protecting the engine. In reality, they're shortening their car's lifespan mile by mile. Today, we're exposing 13 refueling mistakes that silently drain your wallet, wreck fuel economy, and shorten engine life. Stay with us until the end. Mistake number 5 is the one that triggers some of the most expensive fuel system repairs. Mistake number 1. Pushing past the automatic shutoff. That satisfying click from the gas nozzle isn't just a convenience feature. It's a critical safety mechanism built into every pump. Once it triggers, your fuel tank has reached its safe capacity, leaving essential space for vapor expansion and preventing overflow. But many drivers ignore it, squeezing in extra fuel to round up the dollar amount or squeeze out a few more miles. What they don't realize is that this forces raw liquid fuel straight into the evaporative emissions control setup, often called the EVAP setup. This setup is engineered exclusively for capturing and recycling gasoline vapors, routing them back to the engine for burning. It's not built to handle actual liquid gasoline. When you overfill, the excess fuel floods the activated charcoal canister, a key component that acts like a sponge for vapors. Once saturated with liquid, the canister loses its ability to trap fumes effectively. Over time, this leads to noticeable gasoline odors around the vehicle, unstable engine idling, reduced performance, and inevitably, an illuminated check engine warning. Mechanics see this issue constantly. Data from automotive repair databases indicates that habitual overfilling ranks among the top reasons for early EVAP component breakdowns. Replacing a damaged charcoal canister alone can run anywhere from $500 to $900 on average, with total bills climbing higher if related parts like purge valves or sensors are affected, often hitting $1,000 or more in labor-intensive vehicles. Newer models with strict emission standards are particularly sensitive, as their sealed systems can't handle this kind of abuse without triggering faults. The illusion of saving a few cents per fill-up quickly turns into a major expense. You won't actually gain meaningful extra range, since that topped-off fuel often vents out anyway. The reliable approach? Respect the first click and stop there. It's a small habit that safeguards your emissions components and keeps repair costs down. Listen to that signal. It's protecting your wallet in the long run. Mistake number 2. Filling up during or right after tank refilling. It seems convenient to pull in for gas just as the delivery truck is finishing up. But this timing can introduce hidden contaminants into your fuel system. When massive tanker trucks pump thousands of gallons into a station's underground storage tanks, they disturb layers of buildup that have accumulated over months or years. Things like rust flakes, dirt particles, condensed water, and other debris settled at the bottom. Station pumps have filters to catch larger impurities, but they're not infallible against finer particulates that get churned up during a fresh delivery. Studies from fuel quality organizations show contamination levels can temporarily surge significantly right after a refill, sometimes tripling or quadrupling normal particle counts. This might not bother older carbureted engines much, but today's precision fuel systems, especially high-pressure direct injection setups running at 2,000 to 3,000 psi or higher, are extremely vulnerable. Tiny debris can abrade injector nozzles, wear out high-pressure pumps prematurely, or clog filters, causing hesitation, misfires, or power loss that develops gradually. Drivers rarely link these problems to one bad fill-up, but the damage adds up. Repairing or replacing direct injection components is pricey. Individual injectors often cost $300 to $700 each, and there are usually 4 or more, while a failed high-pressure fuel pump can exceed $1,200 to $2,000, including labor. The easy fix is patience. Skip stations actively receiving deliveries or those with a truck recently departed. Give it a couple of hours for everything to resettle. This no-cost precaution avoids sneaky, cumulative damage that could turn routine maintenance into a budget buster. Mistake number 3. Keeping the engine idling during pumping in a rush or trying to stay warm. Some folks leave the motor running while fueling up. It might save a minute, but it unnecessarily heightens risks and can harm vehicle systems. Gasoline vapors are highly volatile and flammable, and an active engine introduces potential spark sources, heated exhaust parts like the catalytic converter, cycling electrical components, or even minor static buildup. Safety regulations and station signs universally mandate shutting off the engine for good reason. Fires at pumps, though rare, are almost always tied to ignition sources meeting escaped vapors. Beyond the hazard, an idling engine keeps the EVAP setup in operation, managing pressures and purging vapors. Adding fuel under these conditions can disrupt sensor readings, confuse control valves, and trigger erroneous diagnostic codes. These glitches might not appear right away but often manifest as sporadic check engine alerts, harder starting, or inefficient vapor management. Fixing EVAP-related sensors, valves, or wiring issues typically costs $200 to $700, escalating past $1,000 if deeper diagnostics are needed. The zero-risk habit is straightforward. Shut down the engine fully, pocket the key for safety, complete your fill-up, then restart. It adds mere seconds, but eliminates avoidable dangers and potential repairs. Mistake number 4. Adding cleaners at the wrong moment. Fuel system cleaners and injector treatments can genuinely restore performance by breaking down carbon deposits and varnish, improving spray patterns and efficiency. Independent tests show properly applied products can enhance injector flow by 20 to 35%, boosting mileage and smoothness. But poor timing renders them ineffective and wasteful. The classic blunder is dumping a bottle into an already full or mostly full tank. This heavily dilutes the active ingredients, dropping concentrations too low to dissolve stubborn buildup on injectors, valves, or ports. The cleaner essentially becomes watered-down gasoline dye, providing zero meaningful benefits while you still paid full price. Many frustrated owners then double dose or switch brands, assuming the product failed, when improper use was the culprit. For maximum impact, pour the entire recommended dose into a near-empty tank, ideally under a quarter full, then immediately refill with fresh fuel. This creates the optimal mix ratio, allowing thorough circulation as you drive. Done right every 10,000 to 15,000 miles or during oil changes, it helps prevent costly professional cleanings for $100 to $900 or part replacements. Mistake number 5. Dismissing gasoline odors as normal. A faint or strong fuel scent around your vehicle, especially noticeable before or during fill-ups, is never harmless. It usually signals developing issues in the EVAP network, such as minor hose cracks, degraded O-ring seals, faulty vent valves, or problems with the filler neck. As you add fuel, rising tank pressure pushes vapors through these weak points, amplifying leaks that might otherwise stay subtle. Shop statistics reveal EVAP faults trigger more than a third of modern check engine illuminations, and many trace back to ignored early smells. What starts as a cheap fix, like a $30 to $50 hose replacement or seal, can balloon into $400 to $1,000 plus if delayed, involving saturated canisters, failed purge solenoids, or leak detection pumps. Mistake number 6. Treating empty like a challenge. Pushing your tank to the absolute limit. Waiting until the low fuel warning has been glowing for miles. Might feel like a game of how far you can go, but it's quietly punishing one of the hardest working parts in your vehicle, the electric fuel pump. Submerged in gasoline, the pump uses the fuel itself as a coolant and lubricant while it operates under constant load. When levels fall critically low, the pump starts pulling in air instead, causing it to run hotter, cavitate, and wear internal components much faster. Any accumulated dirt, rust, or debris sitting harmlessly at the tank bottom also gets sucked toward the pickup strainer and filter. Fleet operators and warranty claim analyses repeatedly demonstrate that vehicles habitually operated below a quarter tank experience fuel pump failures at nearly double the rate of those refueled earlier. Replacement isn't cheap. Most in-tank pumps are part of a complete module, with parts and labor typically falling between $700 and $1,800. Depending on access difficulty and vehicle type. The intelligent strategy costs nothing extra. Start looking for a station once the gauge hits around 1/4 remaining. This keeps the pump fully immersed, minimizes sediment ingestion, and dramatically extends its lifespan. You're not actually saving meaningful fuel by running dry. You're just deferring dollars from the gas pump straight to the mechanic. Mistake number 7. Letting uneven ground trick your tank. It seems minor to pull up to a pump on a sloped forecourt, but parking at an angle throws off the entire fuel measurement and delivery process. Fuel level sensors rely on a floating arm or electronic probes that expect the liquid to distribute evenly across the tank. On a hill, gasoline shifts to one side, fooling the gauge into reading higher or lower than reality and often causing the nozzle to click off prematurely, even when the tank isn't truly full. Worse, uneven distribution can allow liquid to enter vapor recovery lines or overwhelm internal baffles designed for level conditions. Repeated sloping refuels gradually corrupt the computer's learned fuel consumption data, leading to unpredictable range estimates, erratic needle movement, and miles-to-empty calculations that swing wildly. Many owners chase phantom issues with sensors or wiring when the real culprit is simply inconsistent parking angles. The remedy is straightforward. Whenever feasible, choose a pump on flat pavement or reposition your vehicle level before filling. Accurate data helps you plan better, ensures proper EVAP function, and prevents unnecessary diagnostic headaches. Mistake number 8. Skimping on the one part that seals everything. That humble gas cap might look basic, but in today's sealed emissions systems, it's a precision pressure regulator. It must maintain exact positive and negative pressure limits to prevent vapor escape while allowing proper venting. Budget aftermarket caps often use inferior seals or venting mechanisms that fall outside manufacturer tolerances, letting tiny amounts of vapor leak or drawing in excess air, triggering immediate EVAP trouble codes. Technicians frequently encounter vehicles with recurring check engine lights where the owner has already replaced expensive purge valves or leak detection pumps, only to discover a $15 generic cap was the root cause. Diagnostic time alone can exceed $150, and chasing false leads easily pushes bills past $600. Stick with genuine OEM caps or those explicitly certified to meet factory specifications. The slight upfront difference eliminates endless warning lights and protects the integrity of your entire emissions setup. Mistake number 9. Confusing your car's fuel economy brain. Today's engines and transmissions constantly adapt to driving style, adjusting shift points, throttle mapping, and efficiency calculations based on recent data. If you routinely refuel while the vehicle is still in sport, tow, or aggressive performance modes, the computer incorporates that elevated consumption pattern into its long-term averages. The result? Permanently pessimistic fuel economy readouts, reduced estimated range, and throttle response that feels less refined in normal driving. Many drivers lament lost mileage without realizing their ECU has simply learned from skewed refueling conditions. Before pulling into the station, switch back to standard or eco mode for a few minutes. This provides clean, representative data for recalibration, restoring accurate MPG tracking and more consistent performance predictions. Mistake number 10. Turning a quick fill into a distraction zone. 2 minutes at the pump feels like downtime. So phones come out, texts get answered, or conversations take over. But distraction is behind the vast majority of spill incidents, overfill mishaps, and missed nozzle cues. Gasoline is aggressively volatile. Spilled fuel quickly attacks clear coat paint, degrades rubber door seals, and can seep into vapor lines if overfilled. Stations may bill for hazardous cleanup, paint correction runs hundreds, and repeated exposure can saturate EVAP components, triggering codes. More critically, re-entering a vehicle or handling devices while fueling increases static discharge risk, a documented ignition source in rare but severe fires. Stay engaged. Keep devices stowed, monitor the pump, and hold the nozzle until finished. Full attention during those brief moments prevents expensive and dangerous consequences. Mistake number 11. Overlooking the tiny drain that protects everything. Tucked inside most fuel doors is a small drainage channel or hole designed to route rainwater, car wash runoff, or condensation away from the filler neck. Road salt, leaves, pollen, and grime gradually clog it, allowing water to pool right at the cap seal. The next time you remove the cap to refuel, pressure changes or splash can force moisture straight into the tank. Water contamination corrodes lines, promotes microbial growth in diesel, causes injector stiction, and in winter can freeze solid. Repairs range from simple tank draining and filter swaps, $200 to $400, to complete line flushes and component replacements when corrosion spreads. Spend a minute every few months clearing the drain with compressed air, a pipe cleaner, or plastic trim tool. This free maintenance step blocks a silent threat that escalates quickly once water enters the system. Mistake number 12. Starving your gauge of proper learning opportunities. Modern fuel systems use adaptive algorithms that refine level sensing, consumption tracking, and range prediction over full tank cycles. Habitually adding just $10 or $20 at a time, never letting the tank drop substantially, deprives the computer of complete data sets needed for accurate calibration. The gauge gradually becomes inconsistent, range estimates fluctuate unpredictably, and average economy readouts drift from reality. Owners often pay for unnecessary sensor diagnostics when the issue stems purely from fragmented fueling patterns. Establish a routine. Allow the tank to reach a consistent low point, such as 1/4, then perform a full or near-full refill. Regular complete cycles keep your instrumentation honest and help spot genuine problems early. Mistake number 13. Chasing mythical benefits with premium fuel octane rating measures resistance to detonation, not energy content, cleaning ability, or overall quality. Engines calibrated for 87 octane gain zero performance, efficiency, or longevity from 91 or 93. Independent dyno testing and long-term studies confirm no measurable advantage. Yet drivers routinely spend 20 to 50 cents more per gallon chasing perceived smoothness or power. Conversely, consistently running lower octane than required invites knock, forcing the ECU to retard timing, reduce boost in turbos, and cut efficiency, sometimes by several mpg. Sustained detonation stresses pistons, rods, and valves, potentially leading to catastrophic failure in high-compression or forced induction engines. Follow your owner's manual recommendation exactly. Higher octane is wasted money. Lower invites expensive risk. Correct octane simply allows your engine to operate as designed. Nothing more, nothing less. There you have it. 13 everyday refueling habits that seem harmless but quietly drain your wallet through premature wear, unnecessary repairs, and wasted fuel spending. If any of these surprised you or hit close to home, drop a like, subscribe for more practical automotive insights that actually save money, and let me know in the comments which mistake you've made, or which one you'll change starting today. Next time you're at the pump, remember these tips and keep more cash in your pocket where it belongs.